Christian nationalism. I'm going to bury you, bro. I'm going to bury you. We're going to say the Kaddish. I'm going to bury you, my man. You're not going to be able to answer these things. He comes down like a dove. You know, all right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Are you the same Christian nationalism that be trolling me?
This dude, he's Radar Apologetics, Philo Apologetics. He cannot refute any of my statements, so he blocks me. That's what he does. That's his new thing now. He's just going to block me. So I made another channel not to comment on his page, but because I have a strike on my other channel, and I was watching this thing, and I said, I might as well comment. So I commented, and he was doing another stream about the Trinity, and obviously I've been refuting him left and right. So he has to come up with new stances. His new stances now, he's going to show that the Holy Spirit is how he's going to prove his person's theory, right? And so just because Jehovah's Witness shares a similar view on the Holy Spirit as Oneness Pentecostals, it doesn't mean that Oneness Pentecostals are Jehovah's Witness. Like, if you take the Trinity doctrine, you're taking Catholic doctrine. But am I going to say, oh, you're a Catholic? No. I'm just going to troll you and say you're a Catholic. But am I going to really, like, bear false witness and be like, oh, you're a Catholic, even though you're saying you're a Messianic Jew? No, I'm not going to say that. And so what this dude has been doing is, like trying to, like, debunk Unitarianism and Arianism, which is a false equivalency correlation to Oneness Pentecostals. He's dancing around Oneness Pentecostals because he can't debunk it, right? And so he's going to debunk Jehovah's Witness, right? So Jehovah's Witness is saying that the Holy Spirit is a force, right? And it's a spirit. He's saying it's a person. And so the Jehovah's Witness is correct that it's a force and a spirit, because it's God's will. And then he later says, yeah, it is God's will. And so how does that prove that your Trinity stance is right? Because if it's God's will, it's God. So how does that prove your stance? Oh, it's God's will. Okay, the Holy Spirit is God's will. Then how does that prove your stance? It doesn't prove your stance. It proves my stance, because I'm saying God is one. So if it's God's will, it's of God. So who's the source of it? It's of God. It's God's action. The Holy Spirit's God's action. Okay? And so he's trying to say it's persons to back up his bigger doctrine, false doctrine, of the Trinity doctrine of being three persons, right? Of Thomas Aquinas and splitting, another Catholic, Thomas Aquinas, splitting God's attributes into separate persons. And so even James White, like, has refuted this. He disagrees. And so even though James White's a defender of the Trinity, he's refuted that doctrine of separate persons. So Philo Apologetics, Radar Apologetics, he's going to try to explain the Holy Spirit is different persons. And his best refutation of that it's a force or spirit is that he put a Darth Vader sticker in a chicken nugget. He's like, look at this chicken nugget on the screen. Look at Darth Vader. And so it's cute and funny, but it's not a rebuttal. It's not a refutation of the Jehovah's Witness stance or the Oneness Pentecostal stance of the Holy Spirit is a force. So all he said was, look at this Darth Vader sticker. It's not a force. Look, the force is with you. And then he said, it's a person, and then provided no proof. So he provided no proof, and then he went to another video after, and he was showing that you can't blaspheme the Holy Spirit. Why can't you blaspheme the Holy Spirit? So he thinks this backs up his Trinity persons doctrine. If you can't blaspheme the Holy Spirit, it proves it's God. Why wouldn't you blaspheme something? Because it's God. And so that again proves the oneness doctrine, that it's God. And so he's saying you can't blaspheme the Holy Spirit. So why can't you blaspheme the Holy Spirit? Because you can't blaspheme God, right?
Trying to have a discussion with me. You know what I'm saying? Love to. And the Holy Spirit descended upon him in bodily form like a dove, and a voice came out of heaven, you are my beloved son, whom I'm well pleased. What is wrong with him coming down in bodily form? Gashmit, in the body, form like a dove? Is it saying that the form is just like a dove? because you had to make a whole new YouTube channel because I blocked you because you're trolling. But it's all good. It's all good. Is it the form? Is it the form? Actually, do you think it actually came down literally like the form, like a dove? Brother, it's literally a spirit, my man. It doesn't have a body. The Holy Spirit doesn't take flesh, my man. Stop with the conspiracy theories. Let go of the lies. Stop making multiple YouTube channels. Brother, come on, man. Study your text. Study your passages. You ain't built for this, baby. That's what I'm saying. He came down in bodily form like a dove. First off, the Holy Spirit is a spirit. It doesn't have a body. So if you're thinking that it's actually a literal body, that it manifested inside of a dove, brother, you have lost it all, my friend. You have lost it all. You don't understand how to do exegesis. It came down in bodily form like a dove. It doesn't say the bodily form was a dove. It means it came down gracefully upon him, my friend. Nice try. Thank you so much for showing who you are. And thank you so much for the ridiculous argumentation. And here you go, brother. You are hidden again. Bye-bye. We will see you later, alligator.
So if we can't blaspheme the Holy Spirit, then are you saying that we can blaspheme God? So if you're saying that we can blaspheme God, that's blasphemy, right? If you're saying that we can't blaspheme God, then you're saying it is God because it's divine. We can't blaspheme something because it's divine of God. And so if it's of God, it's God. And so that proves the oneness doctrine. And then his whole argumentation is based on that the description in the Bible describes it with personification, right? That it has attributes of a person, right? That's his whole argument in the scream. And I said one verse where it says Jesus is baptized and the Holy Spirit appears like a dove. So it's being described like a dove. And he did a straw man argument and said, oh, you really think that it was a real dove? That wasn't even the point. The point was that it's described as a dove with animal characteristics. So if you're saying the Holy Spirit is only described with personification, I just gave you one verse where it's described as an animal. And it's the same Holy Spirit. So it can't be, oh, there's personification language in here, so it's a person. No, there's also, it's a dove language in here, as I'm proving my stance that it's metaphorical language.